Welcome back to Josh Does Math. In this video, we're going to be finding the equation of the tangent of the normal line to the curve y is equal to 5 all over x squared plus 1. And we're looking at the tangent and normal at x is equal to 2. So this curve is going to kind of look like, I don't know, maybe something like this. And we're looking over here at x equals 2 at the tangent and the normal. And as you know, the tangent is the line that has the same slope as the curve at that point, and the normal is the line that's perpendicular to the curve at that point. And this point is going to be x equals 2. We don't know the y coordinate. We could easily figure it out just by plugging x equals 2, but we're given the x coordinate. So we'll start by finding the tangent. We know the tangent has the same slope the entire way as our curve does at that point. So to figure out the slope of the curve at that point, we're going to take the derivative of the curve. So we'll say dy dx is equal to d5 over x squared plus 1 dx. So I'm looking for the derivative of this quotient right here. So I'm going to use the quotient rule, which says derivative of the top times bottom minus derivative of bottom times top all over bottom squared. So the derivative of the top is 0 times bottom x squared plus 1 minus derivative of the bottom. So that's just going to be the power rule, 2x times top all over bottom squared. That's x squared plus 1 squared. So I'll just do a little bit of simplification here. So on the top, I end up with 0 minus 10x, so that's just negative 10x. And in the bottom, I end up with x squared plus 1 squared. So this is my derivative equation here, but I want to figure out what the derivative is at x equals 2. So what do? I just plug in x equals 2. That's easy. I get negative 20 all over 4 plus 1 squared. That's going to be 25. And that just simplifies down to negative 4 over 5. And there we go. That's going to be, I'll call it m. That's going to be the slope of the tangent line. And I know the slope of the tangent line, and I know a point that it goes through, or at least the x-coordinate of a point it goes through. Can I figure out the y-coordinate? Well, sure. As I said before, you plug in x equals 2, and you can find your y-coordinate. So I'm plugging in x equals 2 up here into my original curve equation. So I plug in 2. That's going to be 4 plus 1 in the denominator. So that's 5. 5 over 5 is 1. So y is going to be equal to 1. So in order to figure out the equation of the tangent, I now have a point that's going to be 2, 1, and I have the slope of the line. So I can use the point slope form to figure out the equation of this line. So there's my slope. I'll say y is equal, y minus 1 is equal to m times x minus 2. And for m, I'm putting in negative 4 over 5. Negative 4 over 5 x, and that's going to be plus 8 over 5. Just by distributing it. And I'll add 1 to each side. So I'm left with y is equal to this mess. 1 is like saying 5 over 5. And then we can combine these two into one fraction. So I get y is equal to negative 4x over 5 plus 13 over 5. So this is the equation of the tangent, the line that is completely in line with the curve at that point. What about the normal that's perpendicular to the curve? Well, I know the normal is going to have the negative reciprocal slope as the tangent line because they're perpendicular. So they have negative reciprocal slopes. So what is the negative reciprocal of negative 4 over 5? Well, that's easy. That's going to be 5 over 4. So m is equal to 5 over 4. This is for my normal line. Now, how do I find the equation of the normal line? Same procedure that we just did. I know a point that it goes through right here, and I know the slope of it. So I'm going to use point slope form, and I can figure out the slope of the normal line. So I'm going to write tangent here. So I know this is the tangent line equation. And now I can find the equation for the normal line. So we'll say y minus 1 is equal to 5 over 4 times x minus 2. I just distribute here and add 1 to each side, so I get 5x over 4 minus, this is going to be 5 over 2, if I did that right. And then I'm adding 1 to each side, which is like adding 2 over 2 to each side. And this simplifies as y is equal to 5x over 4. This is going to be minus 3 over 2. So that is the equation of the normal line. So that's how you find the equation of the tangent and the normal to a curve. We use the quotient rule, but the main thing is we found the derivative. Just plugged in a couple of numbers, and that's all there was to it. Thanks for watching.